So, unit circle. Pretty much we're just going to fill this in. It's called the unit circle because it has a radius of 1 unit. Okay, it has a radius of 1 unit. And the points around the circle, you'll notice I've got about 16 points there around the circle. Those are the cosine of the angle and the sine of the angle, okay? The x-coordinate is the cosine and the y-coordinate is the sine. Okay, so we've dealt with cosine and sine in right triangles before, but now we're going to look at them in what we call the unit circle. All right, so we are going to start right here on the far right side. We're going to start with this point right here. Okay, so we're going to label the angle first. This is 0 degrees or 0 radians. Okay, 0 degrees or 0 radians. If this radius is 1, that point out there has an x-coordinate of 1 and a y-coordinate of 0. That's just that point. That's the point, 1, 0. It has nothing to do really with trig, but that means the cosine of 0 degrees is 1. The sine of 0 degrees is 0. We'll get into what all that means a little bit more tomorrow. Okay, right here we have 90 degrees up here at the top, and that is pi over 2 radians. Okay, 90 degrees and pi over 2 radians. This point is the point 0, 1. It's the point 0, 1. This point over here on the left is 180 degrees. It's half of our circle. That is pi radians, and that is the point -1, 0. And we've got one more point like this to label. This point down here, this is 270 degrees, or 3 pi over 2 in radians. And this is the point 0, -1.
You said that was 270?
Yes, 270. That doesn't look very clear, does it? Okay, so those are our points on the far exterior of our circle. So let's go back up here to the first quadrant. Okay, let's go back up here to the first quadrant. That first line right there is 30 degrees or pi over 6 radians. 30 degrees is equal to pi over 6 radians, and that point is the point, the square root of 3 divided by 2, 1/2. Okay, because I want you to see how big of a pattern this is, I'm not going to fill in all of the first quadrant. I'm going to skip over to the second quadrant. Let's use some symmetry here. If we flip that over there to the left side, I would be over here on this point, right? I would be in the exact same place, except on the left side. So this has the same coordinates, except the x is negative. It's negative square root of 3 over 2, positive 1/2. Negative square root 3 over 2, positive 1/2. This is 150 degrees, and it is 5 pi over 6.
I was just a bit off.
No.
Yes.
Ideally, yes, but we'll talk more about it tomorrow. All right, so if I flip it down, okay, I'm down here on this point. It's the same position, except my x is negative and my y is negative because I'm in the third quadrant. Negative x, negative y. Negative square root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. This is 210 degrees and 7 pi over 6 in radians. And then I also have this over here in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, my x's are positive and my y's are negative. So this one's positive square root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. This is 330 degrees, and it is 11 pi over 6. While I'm thinking about it, I need to add something to that first angle there. It is also 360 degrees. Okay, either it's where I'm starting, 0, or I've gone all the way around the circle, so it's 360 or 2 pi. Okay, 360 degrees or 2 pi in radians. All right, so we will finish filling in this circle tomorrow.